Air rage has been a problem for a long time on airplanes, but we are seeing those numbers go down, especially as the federal government steps up enforcement and legislators consider other steps to address the problem. Obviously, there was a lot going on with mask enforcement and people getting angry during the pandemic. Now that that's less of an issue, it just seems to be kind of people acting out about general stress. It's a little unpredictable. We've seen a lot of issues of people really getting vocal and angry about, drink service on airplanes. Even more extreme than that, there was an incident of someone who attacked a flight attendant and actually tried to use a blunted spoon as a weapon on the flight. And so they really run the gamut, both from kind of how dangerous the incidents are and kind of how extreme they are, and also how people respond to them. Sarah Nelson, who is the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, said that it really started to tick up when the 2016 presidential campaign started. So I think a lot of this may be tied in some ways to political polarization in the country. Some of the experts that I spoke to also said that airplanes in particular are kind of petri dishes for stress, just because you're packed in there, you're kind of stuck in a maybe unfamiliar place. It can be loud, it can be crowded, it can be smelly. Basically, those are things that make it more likely for people to act out. There have been some legislative changes that mean that the FBI is stepping up enforcement. So if you act out on an airplane that actually can or is a federal crime, the FBI is referring more of these cases to the Department of Justice for prosecution. So you're more likely to get prosecuted, you're more likely to get fined. Another thing is some legislators in Washington have introduced a bill that would establish a national no-fly list. So people who have been convicted in an air rage incident would no longer be allowed to fly on any airline in the US. Again, that's proposed legislation, but they are really looking at ways to make this less of a problem for everyone.